Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Our next guest is a touring stand-up comedian who has performed worldwide on stages from New York to Saigon. She's performing her one-woman show this week at the Orlando Fringe Festival, and her comedy, well, her comedy is her life.
I love being Muslim. I love it. Best part about being Muslim, I don't even need health insurance. When I need a breast exam, I just go to the airport.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Daily Flash, Shereen, Kassam. How are you? I love, you titled yourself Funny Brown Girl. I love that, first off. It's very easy to remember and that sort of thing. And there's a push now where, you know, when we as, I say we, but when we go and see comedians, we see their lives. And tell us a little bit about your life and how you got up on stage, because I'm sure you started off, was this something that you always wanted to do?
No, I grew up in an immigrant household. I was supposed to be a doctor. I didn't even know you could be a stand-up comedian. Like, it was not something in my purview. And then one day I was in my late 20s and I had a family friend who was staying with me who got into my liquor cabinet and then decided, we were in Boston, and she decided she wanted to walk to Cambridge, which is a long walk to make when you've had too much to drink.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, now I gotta babysit this girl. And she ended up going to a comedy club. And that was my first time seeing live stand-up comedy, and I fell in love. I was like, I want to do this.
I love that.
I was sitting there and thinking, I could do this. Why am I not doing this? And I think that's when my parents started to really hate me.
And you went through college and everything, too,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I did go through college, and I'm still paying off my student loans.
One way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Sure. We had Zarna Garg on once,
Yes.
and you know, and we talked a little bit about being different. We're used to white men up on stage, but we're starting to see more and more of this. And you know, places like Netflix are exposing us to Asian culture and stuff. Is your comedy just based like, you know, I'm different, that sort of thing, or is it just like everybody can relate to?
Oh, everybody can relate to it. So like usually I start off with telling them about my life as an American. So dating, which is what my show is about. And I talk a lot about just dating, and then I introduce why it's hard for me to date. So then I bring in the fact that I'm Muslim and I'm an immigrant and I'm South Asian. And then, so it's like, I try to get the audience to come with me on this journey.
Okay.
That they already like me before I tell them certain things about me that they may not like about me.
And I love the name of your one-woman show is 1001 Red Flags. And there's so many that you the dating, when they're in the dating, but we give to people. That's a red flag. We don't listen to them. Any pop out on your mind that really we don't listen to the red flags?
Oh, I'm like colorblind. I'm the wrong person. That's why I have 1001 red flags. I'm like, oh, I can't meet your friends? Okay. Oh, you don't want me to meet your parents? Okay. Oh, you're only gonna call me on Thursdays? Okay. Oh, you only want to take me for walks? Sure, I need exercise. Like, I'm just like, yes. And now I'm like, wait, my friends were reading my script and they're like, you know, this is a red flag too. And I was like, no, it's not. And they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, now I have 1002 red flags.
Now you got to rewrite for the whole next other show. Let's talk about this one-woman show. This is doing great. I mean, getting awards left and right and that sort of thing. What can people expect to see from that when they sit down and get to see the 1001 red flags?
You know, I think people are just going to sit there. They're going to laugh. There's going to be moments where they're going to cringe. There's going to be moments where they're going to nod and be like, I understand what she's saying. This is so relatable. And I think it's for everybody. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're just dating right now, whether you're trying to figure out what you want in life, this is the show to go to, because it's 60 minutes of, actually it's 45 to 55 minutes of laughter and just cringy moments and moments of you just saying, this girl has gone through my life. I'm not by myself. Like, I'm not the only one colorblind right now.
I love that. Was that one of the biggest challenges of how you can relate to everybody? Or what was some of the biggest challenges of actually getting this all into? Listen, 45 minutes is a long time for up on stage by yourself. Was that one of the challenges? Or what
yeah, well, I'm an introvert, so staying energetic for 45 minutes is really hard for me. But the hard part with the one-woman show is it's not all comedy. There's got to be moments of seriousness and vulnerability, and I think that's been the hard part for me. Like, how much do I want to share? I want to share as much as I can, but I also don't want to cry on stage.
Right.
So,
well, and you know, comedians, they're hurt inside, and that's the way for them to really express and feel better about themselves. So you're agreeing with that.
Oh,
so
this show is all about getting I don't want to say revenge, but it's like, here are all the men I have dated.
It's revenge. High five. It's revenge. I love it.
Here is what you did, and now that I'm smarter and older and wiser, and I had time to write it, we're going to put it out there.
Okay. So you can feel for Taylor Swift a little bit when she writes for her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny because my uncle told me, he's like, you date too much, but just don't become like Taylor Swift.
So it's obvious in the family. I love that.
Yeah.
Are they supportive?
They're getting there. It's taking them some time, but now that I've quit my day job, they're like, oh my God, we better get on board because she's gonna move in with us otherwise.
That's gonna be base camp, right?
Yeah, and nobody wants that.
Well, true. Having 4 kids, I totally understand that. You're out on your own. Where do you want to take a 1001 red flags? What's your aspirations with it all?
Oh, I would love, so I worked with Zerna Garg, and I love her journey, and
She's
I would
great.
love to, yes, she's amazing. I would love to take my show and do what she's doing. I would love to do an off-Broadway show run in New York. I'd love for Netflix or Amazon Prime to pick it up like Fleabag. I don't know if you've ever heard of Fleabag.
I have, yes.
So that started out as a fringe show as well.
I did not know
yeah,
that.
at Edinburgh Festival. So that started as a fringe show, became
Netflix.
became a TV show. I'd love to turn it into a book, a screenplay. I feel like there's so much potential
right.
in this.
And you imagine like Jeff Foxworthy with the rednecks, everybody, hey, I got one for you. Are people come up to you now, they're like, hey, I got a red flag for you?
They do. They come up to me with red flags. It's funny, I've been posting these Instagram videos and people come up to me and they're like, this video is so funny, you should post it. And I'm like, well, that's me in the video.
I love it.
So people are already relating to the content. Like they're seeing it and they're like, that's me.
I got to talk about this TEDx talk that you have done. It was about chicken wings and saving your life. Give me that aspect of that. Chicken wings, how'd they help you?
Yeah, so the TEDx talk is how chicken wings made me unstoppable. And
Yeah.
it's this whole metaphor on when we first moved to the United States, we didn't have a lot, but every Friday my parents would take us out to eat chicken wings and sing karaoke. That was our introduction
nice.
to American culture. And that's kind of like where our family would go to celebrate and like connect with other people. And so over time, chicken wings has become such an integral part of my life. And so the TEDx talk is all about just metaphors of how I resauced myself multiple times over my career.
Resauced yourself.
Resauced
I
myself.
love that. Shireen, thank you for stopping by. And of
Thank
course,
you.
if you want to find out more, best website name ever, it of course is Funny Brown Girl. She's going to be performing next at the Orlando Fringe Festival in Orlando. If you want to watch that TEDx, you can watch it off the website as well as find other great comedy and where she's going to be performing as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Shereen, Kassam, thank you so much for joining us. Netflix, you better get her. We'll have more right after this. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching Daily Flash. Hopefully we don't have any red flags.